What happens after the long journey of awakening? After remembering the Father, recognizing the Word, and living consciously in the world, what comes next? The Gospel of Truth teaches us that there is a culmination, a grand finale. It speaks of a return to the Pleroma, the fullness of divine reality. This is a restoration of memory, identity, and connection so profound that nothing can ever erase it. This is the final stage of awakening, a moment where life, consciousness, and eternity converge into one. The Gospel of Truth describes this last awakening as a complete and total recognition. All the fog of forgetfulness dissolves completely. Every error, every misstep is illuminated by truth. The soul finally sees itself exactly as it is, a child of the Father, a participant in the divine fullness, and a bearer of an eternal identity. At this stage, there is no longer any separation between the self and the source. The soul understands with absolute clarity that there is nothing to fear, nothing to acquire, and nothing to lose. This recognition is absolute and unshakable. This final awakening also brings a profound reconciliation with the past. All those moments of forgetfulness, confusion, and error are finally understood not as failures, but as necessary steps on the journey home. The Gospel of Truth emphasizes a powerful idea. Suffering was never final, and misperception was only temporary. Every single act of recognition, no matter how small, contributes to building our eternal memory. The soul begins to see life as a continuous, unbroken thread of awakening, weaving together the past, the present, and an eternal awareness into a beautiful tapestry. Once fully awakened, the soul rejoins the Pleroma. The Gospel of Truth describes this as a return to completeness, a state of perfect wholeness. All the powers and emanations of the Father are recognized and embraced. Error no longer has any power to dominate our perception. The soul participates fully and consciously in the eternal harmony of all that is. Now, this isn't some abstract philosophical idea. It is a lived, felt reality of eternal connection. The individual becomes inseparable from the source, yet amazingly retains a clear awareness and recognition of the world around them. It's the ultimate state of being both one and distinct. This final awakening inscribes the soul's name permanently in what the text calls the Book of the Living. Once your name is there, forgetfulness becomes impossible. Your memory is eternal, and your recognition of your divine identity is complete and forever secure. The Gospel of Truth presents the Book of the Living as a kind of cosmic ledger, a record of all the awakened souls. Each name written in it represents awareness restored, connection to the source reestablished, and full participation in the eternal fullness. The universe itself acknowledges and celebrates those who have remembered who they truly are. Even before fully returning to the Pleroma, this process of awakening radically transforms our human experience. The Gospel of Truth emphasizes that every action we take becomes a conscious participation in creation itself. Our relationships begin to reflect the divine connection we feel within. The challenges and difficulties of life are no longer seen as obstacles, but as opportunities for deeper recognition and growth. The final stage isn't about withdrawing from life or escaping the world. It's about living fully in a state of recognition, right here and right now, while simultaneously merging with the eternal fullness that is our true home. The ultimate teaching of the Gospel of Truth is that awakening is the very purpose of humanity. Life is not a random, meaningless series of events. Our forgetfulness is only temporary. but our recognition is eternal. The Word, the divine consciousness, enters the world specifically to awaken our memory. The story of the cross reveals a deeper truth about sacrifice and love. The Book of the Living records the names of the awakened, and the Pleroma joyfully receives every returning soul. Every single stage of the journey points toward the same ultimate goal, full, conscious participation in the divine reality. The text portrays this final awakening as a joyous, celebratory return. Light replaces darkness, knowledge replaces error, and unity replaces the painful illusion of separation. The gospel of truth likens this to a grand cosmic reunion. A soul finally returns home, remembering the Father, and rejoices in an unbreakable eternal connection. This isn't just a distant hope for some far-off future. It is the direct fulfillment of the journey that begins the moment we recognize truth and decide to participate consciously in the world. So the gospel of truth concludes with a personal invitation. It's an invitation to you, to me, to everyone. You, too, are capable of awakening. You can recognize the Word within and around you. You can remember the Father, the divine source from which you came. You can choose to live in fullness, right now and for all eternity. This journey is deeply personal. It is profoundly transformative. And the final awakening is not reserved for some distant future or a select few. It begins with your conscious recognition today. In the end, the gospel of truth finishes right where it began. The journey starts from the hidden Father, flows through the Word, leads us into recognition, and culminates in eternal fullness. Awakening is both the journey and the destination. Memory is both a gift we receive and a practice we cultivate. And the ultimate truth is this: the soul belongs to the Pleroma. Recognition is what restores our true identity, and eternity itself acknowledges and welcomes those who awaken. The journey is complete, but its influence, its light, and its love continue forever. This is the final awakening, the return to fullness, the eternal recognition. Thank you for joining me on this exploration. If this resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more journeys into the heart of wisdom.